Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brigitte, and today I wanted to talk about how our pantry challenge and no spend January month is going. I'll give you a hint. We have spent some money, but our point in doing the no spend January was not to spend exactly no money, but to spend as little as possible, only buying what we really thought was necessary and not stocking up on things, actually trying to go through some of the stuff we have in our pantry. So I wrote some notes last night, and I have some lemons I need to juice. That dropped on the floor. And I want to put them in these ice cube trays to freeze because I don't want them to go bad, because I don't want to waste food. Zero waste, people. I mean, what else would you do a pantry challenge for but to use up stuff you have in the pantry, but also make sure all the stuff you have that's fresh doesn't go bad. So while I do that, I was going to talk to you guys about what we've actually spent money on and kind of why we did, and also talk about the Lord's favor, because in times when you might feel discouraged or down, like I have lately, we have big decisions and things happening in our world that we aren't really ready to talk about yet. But in times where you may doubt the goodness of God, or that his plans are always good for you, because that's normal. I have to remind myself about what the Bible says, and in that his plans for us are for our good and for his glory. But two, when he shows us his favor and blessing, it is very humbling. And so I just kind of wanted to share a little bit of that with you later. So stay tuned. For now, let me get a knife for this and my little lemon juicer. Okay, let's start with, if you watched our last Costco haul in the beginning of January, we spent some money at Costco and a little bit at Walmart, but actually it was within cents of the rebate check we had gotten back from Costco from last year. So we actually didn't spend any money out of our own pocket. But also we have a birthday in January. It's Brielle's birthday. And so we don't want to deprive her just because we're doing a no spend or low spend month. So we actually did go to Costco and get some pizza. We had just some grandparents over. We got a couple of big pies of pizza and some chips, and I feel like one other thing, I'd have to look back. We obviously didn't film that, but that was $41.16. And then I went to Sam's Club on the 10th of January, and I spent $51.94. I'm trying to remember what I got. It was definitely heavy cream, because everywhere I've gone, they have been out. So we did go to Publix. Actually, that's one of my other spends, and that was $14.22, because we did need heavy cream. And could we do without it? Yes, but we really love heavy cream in our cold brew coffee, and we use the coffee to intermittent fast so that, because it won't kick you out of ketosis. So we went ahead and wanted to get heavy cream. So I did get heavy cream at Publix, and, well, actually Brandon did. And then I got 2 heavy creams at Sam's, because Costco did not have them, and neither did Walmart. Publix was super expensive. It's our local grocery store. So I wanted to go to Sam's. And so while I was at Sam's, I got some tortillas for the kids. It's ones I had wanted to try. They're like probiotic and fiber ones and stuff like that, to make easy sandwiches and stuff for the kids. Well, like roll-ups. So I did get those, and I think I got some other kind of meat. We're really trying to lean heavy on the meat and trying to implement that more in our life. Not exactly full carnivore, but a ketovore type thing, especially for Brandon. The kids are still having carbs and stuff, and I'm having it every now and then, but I'm very selective on what carbs I have. And I've been doing no sugar since a week and a half ago. Our church is doing a 21 days of prayer and fasting, so that's one of the things I chose, because I love sugar. I do try to limit it anyways, but having none is like, ah! So we got heavy cream. So that was at Sam's. We spent $51.94. Oh, I got like a summer sausage. I did get 2 chips. So I got Doritos. It's like a honey barbecue. Definitely not healthy. But then I did get some pork rinds. that they had. They were flavored, so of course, you know, they have stuff in it, but I got it to have later. And I feel like one or two other things, I'd have to find my receipt. So I did not film that, I don't think. And that will be that charge. And then we got, oh, also at Publix with the heavy cream that we got before I went to Sam's, we got K-Cups for my work because sometimes I like coffee at work. I was all out and Brandon was gonna get heavy cream at Walmart and then they were out, so that's why he ended up at Publix. And so he got the K-Cups at Publix, which are way more expensive at Publix, but he was just trying to get me what I wanted. So that was that. When you're doing a low spend month, there are things that I've wanted to buy. Number one, I've wanted a couple books. So what I've done instead, which I would definitely encourage any of you to do, if you haven't already, make sure you have a membership to like your library. So I always check the library first. I take the kids at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, and they go crazy, pick out books. Like we bring home like 30 or 40 books and we'll keep them for a month. They end up like auto renewing for, you know, like 1 or 2 times, and then I bring them back. And so I've gotten some books to read because one of my goals for this year was to read more books. So I have gone through one book and I got it at the library. And I guess I figure if I, squeezing lemons here. I figure if I really did like it and I want to add it to our library collection, I can always buy it after I've read it and I'll reread it again, like if it's that good. So I have read There's No Such Thing as Bad Weather, Only Bad Clothing. That was a really good book. Definitely inspiring to get myself and the kids outdoors. And then I'm currently reading a book I already have that I've only half finished called Strong Mothers, Strong Sons, something like that, by Meg Meeker. And it's also very good. And I had started it a while ago, haven't finished it, but since the book I wanted I can't buy because we're not spending money on that stuff this month, I was like, you know what, I'll just read this one, finish reading this one. And then there were some that I put on hold at the library, but they sometimes can take, you know, a week or 2 weeks to come in if they have to get it from another branch or if someone has it. So I am just making do with what I have. I actually need to go to the library today and pick up some books that I had put on hold. I've been looking at people's, when people recommend books for kids and stuff, people that homeschool, because we don't currently homeschool, but you know, it's a desire we have, but the Lord will have to make that happen through other ways of finances and stuff. So, but I like to read to the kids at night. And sometimes it's very short reading time. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, depends on our schedule. But I have been looking for recommendations from people. And so I put books on hold. And so it's great when they come in and I can go pick them up. So I have several on hold that were recommended books that they've read to their kids. And so I need to go there today. So that is another way we do save money when we're doing no spend, but we regularly try to do that anyways to save money. So I think when you have a challenge, something you're trying to do, not spend money or low spend, and you say, okay, it's not that I can't ever get this, but I put it on hold until the end of the month. Oftentimes you find that, I think I have one more lemon. One more lemon. You can find something else that works or doing without it and no harm. So I think it's really cool how we can challenge ourselves to do this, and also because we can really see God's provision. And it might be in the smallest, silliest way, but to me, that means something to me because it means that this big God that I believe in actually cares about me. Like, I remember, this is a story from years ago. I was not spending any money, and I had gotten a hair straightener. Oh, no. It was a curling rod I wanted. I went to Sally's, and I had only like $20 to spend or something like that. And the rod that I really wanted was more expensive. But then come to find out, it's like on sale. So I got it for less than the $20, but I couldn't afford the glove, right? The heat-resistant glove so you don't burn yourself, because I definitely would burn myself. I was like, Lord, I really want this, but I said I wasn't going to spend this, and so provide. Like, can you provide it for me? Like a week later, one of my friends, I was talking to her about how I got the rod and how excited I was, and I think I had tried to use it, but I hadn't really used it a lot. And she's like, oh, I love using the curling rod, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I just don't have one of those like, gloves yet. And she's like, oh, I have two. Like, I'll give you one. And I was like, what? It's not that they're that expensive, but I had a conviction to not spend more money than what I had allotted. And I was like, I'll either wait and not have one and whatever, or the Lord will provide. And he did. And to me, like, this is years ago, and I still remember this specific story because it probably was one of the first times that I intentionally was like, Lord, I'm going to obey and not spend more than this money that I've set aside. I think it's when we started doing Dave Ramsey and the envelopes and stuff, and I was like, my only personal money, I was like, this is all I have right now. I was like, God, I really want this. Like, can you provide it? Like, will you bless me with this? And like, he did. And I just, like, it really touched me, like, to the point where I was just like so thankful. And it's a little thing. Like, could I have bought it? Yeah, I could have bought it with other money, but like, I didn't. And that's the point. Like, God showed his power, provision, and like love through that little thing. So like, when you do a pantry challenge and you just wait to spend, and then if you're a person of faith, you pray like, hey, God, can you show me yourself in this? Like, show yourself in this situation, like he does. And it's the smallest things that sometimes matter more than like the big things, So anyways, I'm done with my lemons, and I got all of this lemon juice. I think I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lemons. So I'm gonna pour them into my little ice cube trays here. And I got these trays a little while ago. There's 3 of them. And they have the tops that come with them. And I got them because I wanted to make these wellness cubes. And it's like this death concoction, but when you're sick is really good. And it's got like turmeric, lemon, garlic, pepper, water. I don't even know what else. Like all of the healthy things like in one, and it is like a little cube like this because I wanted one this size. And so I made a bunch in the blender. I froze it, and then I just put them in a bag, and then I ended up sharing half of a bag with my friend because like there's no way I'm going to go through all those because they will kick you in the face and probably kick the virus or bacteria right out of you. I don't know. That's how strong they are. But you dissolve one of these in like hot water, add some more honey, and you have like a tea type of thing, and it will just like soothe and kill and give you all the immunity. So that's why I got these a while ago. So anyways, how's everything going with you guys? I'm going to pour this in here and try not to spill. So I'll tell you the story now about Brandon's on his way home. And he went to our super secret place, which if you've seen any of those videos, you can go back and see. It's a local like food distribution center. And we haven't been there in a long time. And we did go months and months ago. And obviously the prices have gone up for everything. And so we just haven't gone. But we are really trying to, focus on meat and stuff. So he's like, go there early and see what I can get. And usually when we go, there's like a guy and he really hooks us up and stuff. And it's not always the case, but anyway, so he went, and the Lord totally blessed us. And he called me and told me, or texted me and told me, and I was like legit crying and like thanking God for his provision because, things are expensive and we have so much other stuff like going on and happening. And it was just that reminder that God was like, hey, I'm in control and I love you. And it really touched me. And I don't know why I'm crying now. I already cried. And it really touched me. And I was so thankful. I am so thankful. And like I needed it. I needed the reminder that he hears us and that he still cares and that he's looking out for us. And anyways, so he's on his way home with all of that. And I was just so humbled when he told me and so thankful. And so I kind of just wanted to share that with you guys because even though you don't feel God sometimes, he's there and he hasn't forgotten you and he loves you. And maybe someone needed to hear that because I certainly did today. All right, I've got my 2 trays. I need to put them in the freezer. Filtering more cold brew. For Christmas, my mom had gotten me a bunch of canner stuff because I got my pressure canner and I haven't tried it yet, and I was thinking maybe I would try it today. I don't know. But anyways, she got me these cool mason jar lids. So I've been, and they're supposed to be like leak proof, so I've been using them to put on top of our cold brew when it's not marinating, like infusing, brewing, whatever you would call it. When it sits out for a couple days to infuse, then we strain it. I've been using those because I put everything in, then I shake it up. And sometimes the white ones that are just the plastic lids, they don't always, like some stuff sometimes leaks out. So anyways, Brandon's home. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. If you're doing a pantry challenge or no spend month, leave a comment down below and tell me how it's going. Until we meet again, don't forget, life is better together.